Hey guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Today I'm here with a new mini album tutorial to share with you. This is an 8x8 interactive book, so let's take a look. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with a new tutorial to share with you. This is another 8x8 album, so this will be volume 3. This one have different interactive pages, which I'm going to give you a look right now. And also I do have a PDF tutorial available on my website, so I'm going to link it and down below. And so yeah, so now let's take a look at the book. Here I am keeping the inside covers pretty plain because this book it's a chunky one, but I did put a series on doing some mini album inserts, and so what I plan on doing is just adding my inserts throughout the book as well. So all of these have tutorials already posted here on the channel, so if you missed those, I'm gonna link them down below as well. So I'm gonna give you the look of the blank book here. I am yet to add my papers, so let me know if you want to see a video on how I decorate the book. But the first page here, this opens up like this, and then it also slides to the side, and then we also have this other opening right in there. So fun page here. I did not add the inserts for the pockets yet, but all of these ones are pocket pages. Here on the next page I have a gatefold with a pocket, so you can use this pocket to create the closure. And the reason why I didn't put an insert is because I want to add one of my mini album inserts there, and that is going to hold the page together. Maybe I can use that one or this one that's a little bit more on the flat side. So I am yet, like I said, to decorate this book. And then this also opens up, and then on this side here we have these two smaller sections, and then this one opens like that, and it opens up and it opens down, and that closes up like so. And then here on the next page we have a tall pocket, and then these two openings as well. And over here we have an easel page, so this opens up like that, and then we have a pocket here that acts like a stopper, and also you can open this whole thing and add pictures there as well. And then here on this next page I have this kind of like a cascading page. Again, I'm still need to add my magnets. And then we have this zigzag page, which I love because when you have like a story to tell, it's really nice to expand and then just kind of see it all together on one page. And this also opens up like that. And then here on the last page we have a belly band that is also a pull down waterfall here. Okay, so that is this page, and so that is the overview of the book that we are gonna be making. I hope that you guys like it. If you like to see more tutorials like this, please subscribe to my channel. And again, I do have the PDF instructions on my website. And now let's make our book. Okay, you guys, so we are going to start our book with the covers. So we are going to cut 2 pieces of chipboard at 8x8 and 1 piece at 8x3.5, and I am going to use lightweight cardstock to bind these together. So we are going to connect the 3 pieces together. I'm just going to use my glue, and I am going to speed through this process here, that way I can fit the whole tutorial on one video. But if you want to watch with more detail on how to do the cover, I'm going to link down below a different video where I go more in detail for the base of the book. And so here we go, we have our base ready, and now we're gonna work on the hinges for our book. And I'm also going to be using lightweight cardstock for the hinges, and I went ahead and cut a piece at 7¼ by 11, and we are going to score at 1½, and then we're going to score at every 3/4 inches. So again, 1½, then we're gonna do 2¼ 3, then 3 3/4, 4½, 5¼ then we're going to do 6, 6 3/4, 7½, 8¼ 9, and 9 3/4. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 hinges. And so what we're gonna do now is join together. Okay, so you're gonna join together the first 3/4 inch section. So you're just gonna put your finger kind of behind it and just pinch, and then we're just going to join these two together, and that is going to be our first hinge. Then I'm just going to press down, okay, and then I'm going to press down. Okay, so that is the first one. Then we're going to skip the next 3/4 inch section, and we're gonna pinch the other two and make the second hinge. Okay, so here is 1 and 2. I'm just gonna press down. I'm gonna fold this back and press down. Okay, so now we have 2. Again, we're gonna skip the next 3/4 inch and pinch the other 2. Okay, again, press down. Okay, then we're going to skip and join these 2 and pinch. Okay, so now we fold this all the way, and then I like to fold it both ways like that. And then what we're gonna do is open it from the back, and we are going to add double-sided tape behind each hinge. Okay, that way we can join together. Okay, so add your tape, peel that off, join together. Okay, so here we have that first hinge again. We're gonna skip the next and add the tape. Okay, press down, peel off this tape and join together. Okay, now we're gonna do another piece of tape behind the next one. Press down and join together, and the next one here. And again, all the measurements are on the PDF tutorial, so if you want to follow along with the measurements, or if you want to pre-cut the pieces, that way I think it will be faster following the video. So that will be linked down below. And so here we have the 1, 2, 3, and 4 hinges. Okay, and now before I add this to my book, I am going to add my double-sided tape to each side. Okay, so 1 and 2. Okay, and then the next one, add the tape. And now we're going to add the hinge to the spine. So we are just gonna glue this, and we are going to center the hinges with the bending lines. You're gonna see your score lines here. So you want to center your hinges, and then you also want to center this up and down as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna add my glue here. Okay, so lots of glue on these hinges, and then you also have to be really fast when you add the glue because this glue dries really quickly. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back here to the beginning. Okay, so we're just gonna add all that glue, and then you also want to add some glue here on this side and here as well. And now I'm just going to put these right there. Okay, and then press down. Okay, so we're gonna press down here, here, there, and here as well. Okay, and then we are going to score along the bending lines again. Okay, so I'm going to use my ruler, and then you're going to find the gaps on the top and bottom. You want to match those two, and then just give it a score. Okay, and same thing on this side right here. Okay, so you're gonna score right there, and then we are going to fold this side and fold this side here. Okay, so there we go. We have our hinges added to our book, and then what I'm going to do is cover this. That way we're going to protect the hinges, and they're going to be nice and secure. I'm going to do 2 pieces at 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay, so 1 and 2, and there we go. Let's bring this back again, and we are just simply going to glue this down. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to add one right here. Oops. Press down. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the base pages. Now, if you have done another 8x8 mini album, like if you have done volume 2 or volume 1, the base page is going to be the same, okay? But we are gonna be changing the layouts. So I'm using heavyweight cardstock for the remainder of the tutorial. All of this is going to be heavyweight. So we are going to cut 4 pieces at 7 1/2 by 8 1/2. Okay, 4 pieces of that, and then we are going to cut 4 pieces at 7 1/2 by 7 1/2. I'm cutting 2 at the same time, by the way, so to save a little time. So 7 1/2 by 7 1/2. And I get a lot of questions on my paper cutter here that I use. I use this for chipboard. I also use it for most everything, and I will link it below. It is on my Amazon store, so you'll find that the link for the Amazon store, and then you can find in there all the basic craft supplies that I use, including magnets and all of those those things that you guys asked me for. I try to always link it there and refresh the links as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put to the side the 7.5 by 7.5 pieces, and we are going to score the other 4 pieces that are 7.5 by 8.5, and along the 8.5 I am going to score at 1/2 inch and add 8. Okay, so same for this, 1/2 inch and 8, and then 1/2 inch and 8, and then 1/2 inch and 8. And we are going to fold along the score lines, and we are going to add our double-sided tape. Okay, so fold along and tape. I'm going to cut this here. Okay, so I'm going to add the tape for all these 4 pieces. And now we're going to put the pages together. So I'm going to use the one that we scored and added the tape, and we are going to connect with the 7.5 by 7.5 piece. And what I'm going to do is first peel off the tape to the side, and then we are just going to match the corners here, and then press down and remove the tape. Okay, and then we're going to remove the tape here on this side as well. Okay, and that is going to be our first signature page. And there we go. So we have our 4 base pages. Now before I add these to my book, I am going to start working on the page layouts. So we're gonna call this page 1, page 2, 3, 4, and so I'm going to cut one piece at 7.5 by 7.5, and then we are going to cut 2 pieces at 8.5 by 1. Okay, so here's 1, and 2 pieces of 1 by 3. Okay, so here's 1, 3, and 3. And then I am going to cut, let's see here, 1 piece at 7.5 by 8, and 1 piece here. Let's see if I have any scraps. This piece is going to be 5 by 5.5. And now we are going to score. So I am going to score the piece that is 7.5 by 8 at 1/2 inch along the 8-inch side. We are going to fold along the score lines. The 2 long pieces we are going to score at 1/2 and at 8. Okay, same thing for the other one here. We're going to score at 1/2 and at 8. And then the small pieces we are going to score at 1 1/8 and 2 1/4. 1 1/8 and 2 1/4. And then the piece that is 5 by 5.5, we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5.5. Okay, and now let's fold along the score lines here. These ones, and these ones. So we are going to press down. Now these small pieces we are going to join together. Okay, so we're creating these loops. Okay, so join together, and then we are going to add these pieces onto the longer sections here. Okay, now we are going to use the 7.5 by 7.5, and we are going to glue the belts. Oh no. We are going to use our base page, and then we are going to use the first base page, which is page 1. Make sure that your openings are side to side, and we are going to add the belts here. Okay, so we're gonna do one on the top and one on the bottom. Okay, so add the glue on these 1/2 inch little sections, and we are going to do top and bottom. Okay, so that's the one for the top, and then we're going to do this one here for the bottom. Okay, so really close to the bottom edge. Okay, but I'm also not putting it so close that these will come out. See how it's just a little bit higher up, just by a hair. And okay, so we're just gonna press down, and then I am going to push my loops all the way to the left side. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure this slides all the way in to the left, and I am going to glue the 7.5 by 7.5 piece here. So I'm adding a glue on top of the loop sections. Okay, and we are just going to add that right here. Press down and press down. Now the other piece that we have at 7.5 by 8, I am going to glue along the right side on top of the one that we just added. Okay, so put that one right here and press down. Okay, so now this page is going to open up like that, and it's also going to slide out. And now we're going to glue our 5 by 5 or 5 by 5.5 on the inside. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this along the left side, and you want to make sure you center it so it's not touching any of these two pieces. And press down, and now we're gonna close these up, and that is going to be our page number 1. For page number 2, I am going to cut 2 pieces at 7.5 by 4.25. Okay, so 4.25, 4.25. Then I am going to use my scraps and cut 2 pieces of 4.5 by 3.5. Okay, and then we are going to score the pieces that are 7.5 by 4.25 at 1/2 inch along the 4.25. Okay, so 1/2 inch. And then the other 2 pieces we are going to score at 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, so 1/2 inch this way and 1/2 inch this way. There we go. And then for these ones, I am going to cut right where the 2 score lines connect, because these are going to be like half pockets, and then we are going to fold along the score lines, and we are going to add these 2 pieces here on our page number 2. Okay, so we are going to do 1 on each side. Right here. Press down, and then we are going to do this one. Okay, on the other side. So we are making a gatefold page here on the back, and I want this gatefold to have 2 pockets, so we are going to fold along the score lines, and we are going to place the pockets so the 4 inches are on this side, and these are the 3.5 here. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on this side here. Okay, and now I'm going to add the other one on the other side. Okay, so fold and fold. Okay, so notice that these 2 folds, I'm folding the other way, so that way these are mirror. Okay, and I'm going to press down. Okay, and add my glue right here and right here. Okay, so we have 2 pockets on our gatefold page, and so we can add an insert here to keep this closed, and it's kind of like a secret gatefold page there as well. So that is going to be our page number 2. So for page number 3, I am going to cut 2 pieces at 6.5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so here's 1 and 2, and then I am going to do 1 piece at 7.5 by 7.5, and then I am going to do 1 piece of 7.5 by 5, or 2 pieces actually for this one. Okay, so this is going to be 7.5 by 5, so I'm gonna do 5, by 7.5 and 5 by 7.5, and we are going to score along the 7.5 at 1/2 inch. Okay, so same thing for this one. The pieces that are 6.5 by 3 3/4, we're going to do 1/2 inch along the 6.5, and then the other one we are just going to score at 1/2 inch on one side. Okay, and I'm going to fold along the score lines here. And this one right here, and I'm going to bring my next page, and we are going to also double check that we have the openings side to side, and I'm going to add the 2 smaller pieces along the left side. Okay, so I'm going to add my glue here. Okay, so you can put this right there. Okay, 1, and then we're going to do this one right here. Press down, and then we're going to open this up, and I am going to add the larger one right there on the right side. Okay, so we're going to line this up here, press down, and then I am going to open this up as well, and I am now going to add these 2 pieces. So I am going to put one here. Okay, so one on the bottom, and I'm going to center this as well. Okay, and then we're going to open that up, and we're going to do one on the top. Okay, and there we go. So now here we have this double opening page. This closes up like that, and these 2 will close up like that as well. And now let's move on to the back. So for this next page, I am going to do a tall pocket. So I am going to cut one piece at 7 by 8.5, and then I am going to cut 2 pieces. I'm going to do it this way at 6.5 by 5.5. Okay, and now we are going to score along the 7-inch side at 1/2 inch, and along the 8.5 we're going to score at 1/2 and at 8. Okay, so this is going to be the pocket. I'm going to take out the corners here, and we're going to fold along the score lines. Okay, and then the other 2 pieces we are going to score along the 5.5 at 1/2 inch. Okay, so 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, and folds along the score lines here. Okay, so now I'm going to bring back the page. Okay, so I'm going to work on the back now, and first we're going to glue our pockets. Okay, and I'm going to add the glue on the 1/2 inch sections here. and then some here as well. Okay, and line this up right there. Okay, so I'm just going to match the corners and press down and press down. Okay, so here's our tall pockets, and now I'm going to add the 2 pieces on the sides. Okay, so these are gonna go on top of the pocket. Okay, so here is one right there, press down, and then the next one here, and press down. Super easy, this page, and there you go. So now we are going to move on to the next one, which is going to be our page number 5. So for this next page, I am going to cut one piece at 7.5 by 7 and one piece at 7.5 by 6, and we are going to score along the 7-inch side. Okay, so here we go, add 1/2 inch, and along the 6-inch side also add 1/2 inch, and we're going to fold along the score lines here and this one, and then I am going to glue these 2 pieces along the right side. So again, we are making sure that our openings are on the side. I'm gonna put this along the right side. Okay, so I'm just gonna add my glue here, and let's line this up. Okay, press down, and then I'm going to glue this other one right on top, also on the right side. Okay, so these 2 pieces will go right there, and we're going to press down. Okay, so we have another easy page, and this is like a cascading page here. Okay, and now we're gonna work on the back. So we are going to cut a piece at 8 by 7.5. Then we're going to do one piece of 7.5 by 7.5, and then I'm going to do one piece at 3.5 by 8.5. Okay, so now the piece that is 3.5, we are going to score at 1/2 inch here, and then along the 8.5, we're going to do 1/2 and 8. Okay, so this is going to be a pocket, so I'm going to take out the corners here. Okay, now the piece that is 7.5 by 7.5, we are not going to do anything to that one, but the one that is 8 inches, we are going to score at 1/2 and at 4.25. Okay, so we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 4.25, and we are going to fold along the score lines here. Now we're going to bring our page back, and this piece here we're going to glue along the top of the page. Okay, so I'm going to add my glue right here, and we're gonna glue this 1/2 inch along the top. Okay, and press down. Okay, and then the piece that is 7.5 by 7.5, we are going to glue on top, and we are going to add glue on this bottom section. So we have the score line here, and we are just going to add the glue all over this area here, and then we are just going to glue this right on top. Okay, so that's gonna go right there. Now I'm going to open all of this up, and we're going to glue the pockets on the inside along the bottom. Okay, so this is gonna go right there. I'm going to add my glue right here and here. Okay, so there we go, and just line this up on the bottom, press down, press down here. Okay, and now this is going to be our easel page, so you're just gonna slide this, and it's going to stop right there on that pocket. So that's how that looks from the side, and of course you can also add some things on that pocket as well. So that is going to be this page, and now let's move on to the next. So for this next page, I am going to cut 2 pieces at 7.5 by 8, and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch on the 8-inch side, and this is going to be our zigzag page. So we are going to do 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, okay, along the 8 inches, and I'm going to fold along the score lines here, and we are going to add 1 on the right side first. Okay, so again, make sure that your openings are side to side. I'm going to add my glue. Okay, and now this is going to go right here on the right side. Press down, and then we are going to add the second one on top of this page, and it's going to go on the left side. Okay, so I'm going to add my glue right here, and then we are just going to add this piece. Okay, so press down, and then here we have our accordion or zigzag page. So this opens up like that, and this opens like that as well. So that is going to be this one, and now let's work on the back. Okay, so we are going to cut a piece at 6 by 8.5. Okay, so I'm just using my leftovers here, and then I am going to cut 1 piece at let me do first 5.5 by 11. Okay, then I'm going to need 1 piece of 1 by 7. Okay, and then I'm going to cut 4 pieces at 4.25 by 5.5. Okay, so 5.5 here. Let's do 4.25. I'm just double checking, and 5.5. And now we are going to score. So the first piece we are going to score along the 8.5 at 1/2 inch and at 8 inches. and then I'm just going to fold along the score lines. Now the next piece is going to be the 5.5 by 11, and we are going to score at half, at 1, 1.5, and 2, and then I am just going to fold along the score lines. Okay, there we go. And then I am going to add these 4 pieces here. We're gonna glue them on each one of the score lines. Okay, so we're gonna glue along the 5.5. I'm just going to add my glue right here, and that's gonna go on the very first line. So we're gonna start from the bottom one. I'll just do this again here. Okay, press down. Then we're going to add glue on the second 1/2 inch section here, and add the next piece. Okay, press down, make sure they're lined up on the side. Then I'm going to add glue on the next piece. Okay, add the next one, press down, and then we're going to do this last one here. Okay, and put this one right here and press down. And then we are going to score the piece that is 1 by 7 at 1/2 inch and at 6.5. Okay, so we are going to fold along the score lines. And now we are going to grab our page. I'm going to first add this piece here. So this is going to be a belly band, and it's going to go right on the center. Okay, so we're going to do glue right there, and just line this up, press down. Okay, and then we're going to do some glue here on the top, and we are going to add this right there. Okay, now we are going to add the other piece. So this is like the belt piece, and I want to stay away from the bottom. Let's see, this is about 1.5 inches, I think. Let's see, yeah, so about 1.5 inches. I'm going to add glue on these 2 sections. Okay, so we're gonna put this one right here, press down and press down. And then before I put this one down, I am going to trim, and so I'm going to bring back my paper cutter, and I'm going to measure from this last line about 1/2 inch here. Okay, so I'm gonna go probably right there. Okay, and then we are going to add this piece. So we are going to open this up, and I'm going to insert that right here, and then I'm going to center it. Okay, so once we have it where we want it, right there on the center, I'm going to open this up. Let me take this out so you can see this better. So again, I'm going to open this up, and then we're gonna insert that here, close that, make sure that is center, and then we're gonna hold the button, open that up again, and we are going to add glue right here, okay, on the belt. Okay, so I'm just gonna add more glue, and now we're gonna close these up. Oops, let me place it again. Okay, and then I'm just going to press down. Let me open this here and press down. Okay, so now when you pull down the button, this is going to be one of those pull down waterfalls. And what I like to do is open one at a time and then just give it a good fold. Okay, like that and like that. And so there you go, we are done with our pages, and now we're gonna add them onto our book. So now we're going to add our pages to our book. And so the first thing you want to do is peel off a section of the tape here on your hinge. Okay, and then you are going to grab your first page and find the base page. So the base page is going to be that opening. You're going to be able to basically join your hands together. Okay, so always double check that you have the right and that you're holding the right section. Okay, now we're going to insert this from the bottom, and then we're going to put the top side, and you're just gonna center that, and you don't want to push this all the way in, just keep it right on top of your tape. Okay, so right there. Now press down and remove the tape. Okay, and then you want to turn this to the back and remove the tape here as well. Okay, and then we're going to do the same. Peel off the tape, find your center. Now if you like, you can decorate your pages before you add them to your book if that's easier for you. And so I honestly just like adding the pages because sometimes I add my paper upside down and I don't realize that until when I'm adding the pages. So I don't mind working on the book to add the paper and all that stuff. Okay, so that is the second one. And there you go, so we are done with our book. You guys enjoy the tutorial. Again, if you want to see the PDF tutorial with the measurements, instructions, and all of that, I'm going to have that link down below. And I do have my mini album inserts that I have been working on, so I am going to be incorporating these as well in my book. So if you miss, these are quick and easy little tutorials. They're already posted on the channel, so if you missed those, I'm gonna link them down below as well. And so yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.